Good morning, early birds, and thank you for those of you that have been with us all night. Welcome to the 2024 Derby City Classic. Here we are, coming to you live via ACCUSTATS Video Productions from Caesars, Southern Indiana, yet again with this all-around billiards championship. This could not have been possible without the generosity of Diamond Billiard Products, Aramith Balls, Simonis Cloth, Master Chalk, the AccuRack by Outsville, DigitalPool.com, and Bad Boys Productions for running this event. Thank you to all of our staff and all of you that are hanging tight here overnight and those of you rejoining us this morning. Without further ado, let's get down to our two players for this match. First up, coming to us from Bedenow, Germany. This year's Bigfoot champion, Banks champion, and I think he's got the all-around locked up, going for the 9-ball banner as gravy on top. Sponsored by Predator, Andy, How Tips, and Apex. It's the killer, Joshua Filler. And his opponent, coming to us from Toronto, Canada. He's the 2012 Derby City Banks champion, the 2016 Super Billiards Expo champion, a back-to-back Texas Open champion, sponsored by Predator. It's Mr. Smooth, John Morra. All right, gentlemen, lag for first break. Our official timekeeper, John Dawson. At this time, I'll send it up to the commentary booth to Mr. Mark Wilson and Scott Frost. Take it away, gentlemen.
Welcome, everybody, to ACCUSTATS' continuing coverage of the 2024 Derby City 9-Ball Championship, brought to you by Lucasi Q's. I'm Mark Wilson, and here with Scott Frost. Scott, tell us something to look for in this match.
Hi, Mark. How you doing? I believe that it's going to be a fast-paced match. I look for Morra to surprise a few people, though. I think his break has carried him through this event, and he's so steady. Obviously, we are no stranger to Joshua Filler, but Morra might surprise us all here.
Earlier this week, I talked to Jerry Bryce about Filler's stroke, and he said what sets him apart from many of the others is how flat he comes through the cue ball every time with his cue. It doesn't have any hump or upward and downward motion whatsoever, and he said it allows him to hit the ball more purely, a little bit lower, so he can get effortless draw. So that's something to look for. Mr. Smooth, he was a right-handed player that's now left-handed. So we got two lefties going at it here.
Yeah, it should be an interesting match. Both silky smooth, but discussing Joshua Filler, he's got the purest stroke I've ever witnessed, personally.
Dry break. Moore is at the table with a good scoring opportunity. Race to 9.
I don't see any trouble so far, Mark. Do you? Especially if he gets a little below this 3. He could play the 2 on the side if he'd like. It's obviously preference. We're not at the table.
He will drift all the way to the end rail and just pick up that angle so he can just easily traverse, I imagine, to the window here between the 7 and 8. Boy, you get the cue ball close to the 3, on angle, so that makes speed control much easier to maintain. You don't have to control speed and direction. He set the position up so he's got direction. It's just a speed control shot. Perfect.
Yeah, that touch is on point at the moment. Doesn't look like any trouble foreseen in this future.
A month ago, I woke up and was watching Facebook Live. Morra was finishing up an all-night $25,000 snooker match he had against another pro. I don't know if you saw that match or not, but it was real interesting. Came down to the last frame, and I think it was just maybe a black ball decision. John ended up losing, but pretty neat to see that here a guy that converted from right-handed to left-handed now playing a pro in snooker.
Yeah, I actually saw the promotion for that and totally forgot about that match. I would have loved to have watched it.
Morra had the upper hand there in the last frame, and the guy was maybe not used to playing for that much, and both players had a couple opportunities. Certainly nothing easy on a 6x12, though.
Nice stroke. You know, this comes down to the break, Mark, right?
Yeah.
If you don't break the balls well first, then you can't win. And obviously you can break them well and not get a shot. But I have watched Morra all day, and I do think, and several other people agree, that he's probably broke the balls the most consistent and the best. I know he hasn't had a lot of TV time here lately, but he is in the Final Four for a reason.
Yeah, he'll be getting some TV time from here on in. Nobody works harder on their game than John Morra, in my opinion. He maybe could work as hard, but I don't think he could work harder than it.
Yeah, that's an absolute fact. Fascinating story, going from right-handed to left-handed, as you said. And, of course, I don't want people to think that I wouldn't put Filler as a favorite on paper, but this is 9-ball, and it's the Derby City Classic. And everybody left in this tournament is in stroke.
10 days of 10 hours a day. So the pool, fiercely contested. Outer table action features Labutis versus Petsura. And the only player left in the event that has a buyback is Labutis, who just knocked out Gorst.
Which sealed the deal for Joshua Filler to win the Master of the Table. Big congratulations to Filler on that and everything else he's done this week. Let's check this break out. I expect the 3 to go. It didn't, so he come up dry. This tells me a lot, Mark. I don't know if it sets the tone of the rest of the match, but it's not a good sign for Morra. Even though Filler broke dry as well, Morra needs to pocket balls on the break in order to win this match.
Yeah, you cannot gunfight with another equally good player and expect to come out. The only way is to separate yourself is to win some games that they don't have any input in and then go 50-50 on the games you have to skirmish for.
Exactly.
Short side position, or is he going to be able to go? What's he doing here? Oh, safety. That's how difficult getting on the 2-ball was. I thought so. Look at that safety. Oh, wicked good.
The cue ball control is out of this world.
Now, this is an interesting shot. I don't know if we can grab the overhead real quick. If we can. Yeah, there it is. It looks like he needs to go here to make a hit.
And he might even need to put a little left on this, right, Mark?
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't hit this too hard.
I think he needs to stretch it, so a little backspin to arc it up there. I don't think it wants to. He tried to go just one rail at it.
I don't know that he did try to go one rail.
Oh, okay.
I understand what you're saying, but maybe he just overhit it, right? I don't know. That would be a hard way to go one rail at it. Maybe he did, Mark. You're probably right, actually. He probably felt the one railer was better. Maybe a better chance of making the ball. I don't know. I'm surprised it came off so hot.
I'm just familiar with with a lot of those good kickers going 2 rails at that.
Me too.
It's almost like it has a bigger target to
Absolutely.
it going that way. I don't know that it does, but the other way you're just relying on how much you arc it off the end rail. Where the 2-rail route seems to lend itself to being a little bit more consistent.
Yeah, it takes a little bit of the guesswork out of it.
Yeah. We are starting here. It's this is rack number 2, and it's 5:28 a.m. And these guys have been playing all night to get to here. We still have remarkably quite a few in the audience for considering the hour.
Yeah, and you know what, Mark? I got up at 8 a.m. and finished about 9 p.m., but these guys have all started at 9:30 yesterday morning. So they have been playing all day and all night.
And playing great players. It's not like you can coast through these matches.
Yeah, you really, when you're here and see this, you have to give them an all new respect. It's fascinating to see what these athletes do, and they are athletes.
Yeah, you have to. Well, there's nobody left that's not fit. You can't make it, 3 or 4 days at the Derby not being fit.
That's right.
And what happens when the body gets tired, the mental focus diminishes, and then you start to cut corners on your shooting system, and doom will quickly follow. 1-1 is our score now.
Yeah, you said that best, and that is the truth.
And I think, once the body gets tired, now we don't do the eye pattern the same. And it's such a draining thing, the intense focus required to play high-level pool. People don't understand and oftentimes confuse the game of pool with the sport of pool. The game of pool is played in bar tables with guys that eat 2 chili dogs, drink some beers, and argue over their handicap. This is the sport of pool, and it's the attitude that you approach it with. You train like an athlete. There's a fitness component. There's a mental component. The dexterity to hit the ball pure.
And that's great advice to an amateur that wants to improve. Take it seriously. Boy, well, he's pocketed a ball, maybe 2, actually 2. I think he's got to play the 2-ball cross below the 7 and come down below the 3-9.
That's what he's looking at right now. What would be the best? How could he get separation? You like to get end rail to end rail is the ideal circumstance,
Yes.
But it won't be easy.
He's going to go the other way.
No, he went this way for that. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, got the 2 down below the 3-9, hoping to get it cluttered up, but get end rail to end rail type circumstance. Looks like he's got a window to kick. And he definitely has the 2-rail kick.
Yeah, you got to wonder, is the 2-railer better than the 1-railer? You and I discussed this earlier. Can he kick and stick with the 2-ball out there so far? Very tough to do coming from the back rail.
You have to really land square on it.
Well, he did it, Mark.
Man.
What a hit this is. People realize how tough that is. You'd give him some big credit right there. What a shot by Morra.
And you see that he went in there with tons of side spin to redirect the momentum of the mass heavy into that object ball, and that's what makes it stick. If you go in there flat with no side spin, then the cue ball tends to run.
And notice he didn't hit it hard.
Wow, nice hit. This late hour.
The straight shooter.
Yeah.
He just comes with that non-stop, and that's what separates him from the rest.
Firepower supreme is what I describe it as.
He doesn't even give himself time to let any negativity in, ever, that I've seen.
I always laugh how fast he goes around the table with purpose, and then when he completes the rack and say the referee's racking, he then runs to his chair like something's going to happen.
Yes, he does.
I always marvel at what's the big hurry now.
I'd like this to hop a little. Yeah, this has gotten a little steep.
3-rail position.
Yeah, and he'll be fine. This table lengthens out quite well. Well, I did see a little bit of a flinch there in the back arm. Probably has something to do with 18 straight hours of play.
Yeah. His wife finished real high in this event. Pia FILLER.
She was playing right next to me. She was 7-7 with a great player, and I cannot remember who it is for obvious reasons.
It might have been the guy that kind of looks like Alex Pagulayan, but isn't. The
other Filipino.
The young
yes.
new guy. And I didn't see the outcome. I saw they were playing, and I saw Pia was scoring. And it's a really such an interesting thing. Josh is just like a talent, a mercurial talent, and Pia is more of a journeyman worker type style,
Sure,
and,
sure.
and I kind of relate to her. That's more my style type of thing.
Of course.
And, not very many guys have what Josh does, but really hats off to and then Christina Zakach, too.
really showed out this week as well. Something I just noticed here, Mark, is he has taken a lot of speed off the break. It reminds me of a previous Roland Garcia, who was breaking at a slower speed and getting very good results.
Yeah.
Maybe he was paying attention to Mr. Garcia. The TV table is going to break different than the outer tables.
Well, Filler's going to grab a 3-1 lead here with this break and run out.
It seems like we've just blinked and 4 games have passed. That's what he does.
Joshua Filler is a 3-time Moscone Cup MVP, and he's only 26 years old. That's a pretty darn good record. He's won a world championship. He won the China Open, which you couldn't possibly find tougher field than what the China Open presents. So he's capable of winning anywhere on any continent against anybody. He's also a fan favorite just simply because of the speed and accuracy that he plays with.
Yeah, I don't think there's any human on the planet that doesn't enjoy watching him play. I don't care what they say. Look at the speed, Mark. He's taken speed off, but he's come up dry so far.
C.J. Wiley now entered the tableside arena. He tells some interesting stories. He has, like, I don't know if it's a podcast or just a video or YouTube. I don't know exactly what it is, but I always am interested. I watch him. He sometimes cracks me up, and he doesn't necessarily mean to, but and he is honest, and he was a great player, too. It always cracks me up. I always say it like this. You know, he's telling you different pool stories, and then it kind of comes down to, you know, there was that one time he damn near lost, but then he pulled it out.
Yeah, it sounds like our friends that gamble in casinos. You always hear about the wins, but you don't hear too many losses.
The CJ did live it. He's the real deal.
Oh, yes, he is. He was a heck of a player in his time.
One of his old runmates, George Breedlove, was here this week. I hadn't seen George for a little while. That was good to see.
It was a big shot there by Morra. I thought he had to run into the purple 4. He missed it with ease. Got a little flat on the 3, but I think he can maneuver this for the 4 in the top middle.
Okay, went rail first to create a little angle, top spin. Picked up a pretty nice position on the 4.
And should be okay, but he's a little thin here. Kind of 50-50. I know he's got to play this on the side, but it is thin.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes it looks like he's skewing downward. Sometimes this shot plays in kind of a funny way where you feel like you could include a skid if you go soft. So, uh-oh.
Well, this is the problem with coming up on the 50-yard line.
Yeah.
Jeremy Jones, the great, he says, don't overstress when you get out of position, but when does time come to stress? Because right now, Morra needs this game.
Well, former bank pool champion here at the Derby, so he figures to make the bank. Hype ratio of the time, not 100%. No such thing as a dead bank. Whew, drained it there.
And that's a good call, Mark. He is a world-class bank pool player, often overlooked as well for that because of his silky smooth rotation game. Plays pretty good one pocket as well.
Plays a great snooker, plays everything good. One pocket, bank pool, 9-ball, 10-ball.
A little quick there again in the back. Should be fine. This is easy compared to the 5-ball.
Whew.
He almost overcut that ball. Caught the thin side of it.
Well, everybody's tired, that's no doubt. So we may see a few more matches earlier this week. I broadcast a match with Filler that it appeared he beat Shannon Murphy 9-0. And I said, was that 17 minutes? And they told me it was closer to 30 minutes. But 9-0, and Filler just never made a mistake, ran every ball, just played flawless.
Yeah, I'd heard about that match. Word travels quickly around the DCC. Morra paying a little closer attention to the rack. And it is back-breaking work, right? You do have to lean all the way over. We are racking the 9 on the spot. These guys aren't 8 foot tall. Therefore, they've got to make sure every ball is frozen for them to react as to how they are used to them reacting. All the way out on the left side. Almost.
Most frequently, they play the 1 ball on the side, but sometimes the wing ball still goes from up here. In this case, the 2 ball's the wing ball that's randomly racked. 1 ball scored. 2 balls set up for a shot.
And this is where he's been doing damage on the outer tables. He has been taking advantage of the open tables. He has been getting shots. But I guess he better take advantage. Pretty straight here, Mark. Pinch it back just a fraction or come all the way?
Looks like he's planning on coming all the way just because it is so flat. And he kind of fell in between here.
Yeah, he's done this a couple times now. Could play this in the top right corner pocket. Play the 4 on the short side, top middle, or left middle on our screen. And that's what it looks like he's doing. I don't know if the angle...
I think he's playing the 4 back in the side where his bridge hand is now.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay, he came all the way
trying
around.
to go all the way around, and his speed's going to be off.
Yeah, I think the shot that we called might have been a better play. We're not at the table, obviously, but this is not easy. As a matter of fact, this is very difficult because the cue ball is going to track towards that left middle.
And if you have to include side spin, that amplifies the difficulty here, at least another 10 or 15% to be accurate enough. Smooth. Good.
Yes, and he put some inside on that, Mark.
That looks like a pretty standard 2 cushions around. Bring the cue ball back to the center of the table. Definitely don't want to get flat on that 6, though, because then you have to muscle up. You'd like to have the angle or maybe just a hint more than what he has right now on the 6 ball after he shoots this 5 ball.
Yeah, no doubt about that. You do not want to get flat.
Perfect.
Yeah, it is pretty good. He can
a little flat, yeah.
He could punch 2 rails or come straight up. It's up to him. I like punching. I don't know about you, but he's probably going to do what he likes to do. It's gotten him this far.
Right. The 3-rail position will be end rail, and then drop. And just like this.
Natural.
Just don't want to get straight, and he's going to be straight. He's going to be darn near straight.
Yeah. A little fortunate, I believe he's come just barely below the ball, maybe.
Right. There's enough to work with, but it's not ideal. He would have liked to have been 8 inches short of that spot.
Come out with some high right.
Oh, that was really, he must have hit the fat part of the pocket because that didn't bite at all. He was playing for the side pocket at that speed.
Correct. I felt the same.
But these guys are holding up remarkably well for 10 hard days and then this extra long day here to conclude. This is like Hell Week if you were in a Navy SEAL training camp or something.
That's right. It really is.
Little sleep and tons of work.
You know, we knew we were in for it at about 9:30 this morning. The tournament director said, if you are hungry make sure and have friends to bring you food because we'll be playing back to back to back to back to back. And he didn't stop saying that.
No, and there was a few more back-to-backs to go, too.
That's right.
Look at this, 1,000 for Filler and 964. I can't see. I think it's 964 TPA for Morra. I mean, what a standard at this hour.
Absolutely right. That's fascinating. Literally 16 to 18 hours, maybe more.
Well, he dropped the one ball on the break last rack.
That's correct. He had the two
Big
on the
nice
corner, and it wrapped around. He got a shot on that in the lower left. Let's see what happens here.
One ball way short. Dry break.
Yeah, and they say when the one comes short, he caught him a fraction thin. That's how they know to adjust. If it goes long, they caught it too thick. A little work to do this out. Watch being lifted over the 7. This is not easy.
He's going to have to be a shot maker from here. He's going to have to roll in the 2, and then play the 3. And then the 5's kind of tangled up with the 9, too. So he's got a lot of work to do to run this rack. If I was a judge, I'd make this rack worth 2 games if he gets out from here, rather than just 1 game. Okay, mission complete on the first part.
No kidding, he handled that quite well. I figured he would be close to the 8. That shot was so difficult for you folks at home. He made it look extremely easy.
This is that iffy shot you have to commit to and get through the cue ball. You can't poke, and you see how the spin just released when he got there. He made that look simple.
Sure did. He's got work left to do, right, Mark?
It's going to be a pretty power draw here. I think he's going to be the stun draw with side spin and try to come into either the 9 or around the 5. He's looking in between the 9 and 5.
Yeah, it's a good call. He's going to warp this down around the 7, 2 rails, towards the 9 and 5.
Took a little bit hitting it just a little bit high to have the draw catch to hook that just right. And what a shot that was.
Fascinating. Oh, he doesn't want to catch
trouble.
the 7.
Ooh, big trouble there.
Well, we just want a little more suspense.
Now, it's so thin that speed control could sometimes be an issue. I mean, not only is the shot pocketing difficult, you got to hit a good ball, but now you kind of have to go with the speed that lets you hit that ball, so your proper position is not that easy. Yeah, you can see he lifted right up on it, too.
Did he get away with it?
Kinda, but the one thing, Johnny can still, at least he has a chance to do something. Johnny can't be disappointed about the outcome.
Yeah, I agree, Mark. But that being said, if Filler catches the 7 a fraction thicker, Johnny's got ball in hand. Now this, right? So it could be a little...
Right. This is that 2-rail kick, and if you catch it just right, the cue ball can travel over there by the 7 and maybe tangle up that way, too. Kick it at the side pocket here, and then down to the end rail. Oh, boy, good kick. And see how the cue ball travels?
Needed to settle. Filler eats these for breakfast.
Mm-hmm. But a great effort by Morra. I mean, he couldn't have hit it. It's just the speed was off a smidgen.
You're exactly right. He hit it right on target.
Look at that speed. Man. Well, when the guy lobs those in on you, it's going to be a long day at the office.
Yeah, and when you miss a ball and get safe, that doesn't help either. But that is 9 ball. He wants this off the rail. What's he do, Mark? Just cinch this and stay out in the center?
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Okay, so he was a little flatter. I thought he might have to go 3 rails, but He was able to just go 2 and get perfect position, recapture the lead here. 4 games to 3. 947 TPA for Filler, 964 for Morra. After 7 games, and there's our rack track. TPAs right there. 1 mistake is all for Morra, pocketing 27 balls. Josh has 2, pocketing 36 balls. Soft break. Wing ball fell. Cue ball gets kissed down table. I might have even hooked him. It's in there pretty deep, Scott.
Yes, it is. Looks like he might be able to see it, but even if he can, he might have let the push.
Hey,
It's not pretty.
I like to watch this shot go in. I want to sit here and clap when it goes in.
Same here.
It's wicked good.
Does it pass the 3?
I don't know. I'm just saying when shots like this come up and Filler can knock one down, it's just unbelievable to me.
I think he's going to roll it down behind the 2 and 3. I
Yeah.
don't know. Is the side pocket in play?
Look at that nice hit there to hit that thin. Okay, less than ideal because now Morra can maybe even just play a stop shot here and use the 5.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, he's going to roll into the 5. Okay, I like it. It gives him a little more control maybe.
Yeah, he might not lose the 1.
Oh, he's not. He's stop shotting. Oh, and he lost the cue ball. That's where the roll comes in. You don't do that with the roll.
Yeah.
And that's just fatigue for that ball to move that.
It's exactly what I was going to say. Fatigue setting in there. You can get punchy on a shot like that because you start to worry about losing either ball. So going back to that shot, Mark, I actually like your choice. Rolling that ball would have had a lot more control. Maybe not the separation you wanted, but at least you know you're going to get the snooker.
Right.
Yeah, hindsight, as you say, is 20/20.
Simple is your friend. And
Absolutely.
especially when you're tired.
Oh, this ball opened up beautifully.
Oh, boy. Able to draw back. Likely going to be safe if he misses that bank. Played it in such a way that it was a very remote possibility he was going to give up a shot even with a miss, but he could win if he connects.
This is why he is the #1 player in the world. He takes full advantage of any mistakes. And a true phenom.
Yeah, I would say a generational talent.
And not a bad guy at all. He's a warrior. You have to think about pro basketball players and elite athletes. They can't be normal people all the time. And when he's on the table, he can be whoever he wants.
Yeah.
Off the table, he's a nice guy.
Completely agree. He puts me off sometimes when we go to the chest beating thing, but it's a dramatic thing. He's a young guy, and I kind of give him. He is a talent. I mean, it's really good
different
for our sport too.
Absolutely.
We need youth in the sport, and youth are attracted to the likes of Gorst and Filler.
Shaw.
Yeah. Wasting no time getting back to work here. Wing ball went in, soft speed. Has a shot.
Yeah, he does have a good shot here, and it fits natural into the left-hander's
Yeah.
wheelhouse.
Even being tired and all the potential hazards of that, he's got to be 90% to break and run this rack.
In less than 3 minutes.
Yeah, way less. Yeah, this is a good place to take a good look because this is the only place you can really potentially screw up the rack. Getting on the floor in such a way that you can easily control the cue ball.
No, it's so nicely done.
He's completely committed to every shot that he shoots. He doesn't have that ambiguity, or you see sometimes where the guys maybe change their mind mid-stroke or something. He executes, and even if he made the wrong choice, he still executes it with commitment and succeeds anyway. So,
yeah, he never allows any doubt, ever.
Ooh, didn't hit that good. Break and run here by Filler. Now leads it 6-3. Blistering pace. Nine games in, and 9:31 for Morra, and he's down 3 games. That doesn't happen very often, unless you just don't pocket any balls. I guess that can happen
that's
that way.
correct. He has gained another error. He did have 1 error. Filler had 2. He has gained 1 more error, which is not much. 2 balls into the corner.
Yeah, when you go that a little bit slower speed, it's like the wing ball and another ball go hurling into that.
They do. On this table for sure, Mark, and I don't know what that has to do with, whether it's the lights and the cloth or a combination of both.
Yeah, it's strictly the cloth because these are LED lights, so no longer do you have the drying effect of hot lights. There is no temperature out here. But the newer table, this was put in after the 10 ball was played, so it's got far less play than the outer tables have had. I know some people, they still comment on the lights, assuming that the lights have something to do with it, but actually they put out no heat. They're just bright. Back in the olden days, then the lights put out a ton of heat.
I know the Predator light gets warm and it's LED, but I don't know if that's the electronics inside of it or if it's something different. I do agree the LEDs typically do not get warm. Oh, he's making quick work again, Mark.
Yeah, another break and run out. Now this is at a scary juncture here because with 2 balls rushing into the corner, if Filler gets a shot, he's clearly not missing many. Third break and run out of the set.
He seems to be on a mission.
What's his TPA up there now? 969. All right.
Pretty impressive. And Morra at 931. Hasn't done much wrong that we can remember anyway. Maybe the safety. He tried to play that safety on the 1. Lost control of it. Could have rolled it versus punch it.
Dry break this time. I was just bragging about him.
Yeah, same here. Tall order for Morra to get out of his chair after a little barrage.
Yeah, 4 consecutive racks. He won the first rack of the match, and then Filler put on a barrage of 3. Then Morra won in 2 games, and now 4 straight.
Slice and dice here. Nicely done.
Very good. Don't get on the rail there, so he's got a chance. Not sure if he has an angle with this.
Yeah.
He does. It's not a lot.
There's nothing wrong with just rolling this in, but it looks like he might power it up. Yeah, rolling it in might have been better because this is steep.
And the 6 ball is going to be a factor.
Exactly. Watch out for the 5 as well. If he doesn't contact the 6,
nice.
He hit it with great speed.
And able to thread at that speed so it didn't warp out there and stay on the tangent line too long and hit the 6. He went soft speed. Probably could have used even a hair softer, although the object ball might not have found the pocket.
Does he go forward here and 2 rails out? Can he miss the 7 or does he draw it?
He's drawing.
Boy, it seems steep here.
Yeah, it seems like he could have used topspin here. It maybe plays a little easier, but look how easy he controlled that. So it wasn't as steep as we thought it was.
That's right. A little misleading at times. We can be fooled. Cameras never lie.
Now, if you go, yeah, he's going to go check it up with outside. Rather, if you go inside, the side pocket point is a problem. Okay, no, he didn't even do that. He did go, not inside, but just topspin led him this way.
Well, the speed was perfect.
Now, he'll probably position for the side pocket just simply because he doesn't have to move the cue ball very much.
Yeah,
No, he's coming all the way out. Okay, well, I was wrong.
Well, it's easy to be wrong because I agree the natural angle looked nice. A lot of guys will play that in the side.
This is the easier, bigger margin of error, though, if you go here. And if it led itself there pretty naturally, boy, look at Mr. Smooth. Just not in trouble at all.
Punching them in.
I've never seen another player reinvent themselves and win pro tournaments and go deep in big things opposite-handed. I've seen guys that play good opposite-handed. Never seen this.
No, and he's gotten the credit he deserves as well, in my opinion. People recognize him for it, and it's well earned. It's absolutely fascinating at the highest level.
It's one thing to train yourself to play with your dominant hand to play pro level, but to let midway switch and then still win pro tournaments periodically. 7-4 is our score. Look at that. 947, 969. We're creeping up on 6 a.m. Are we? Yeah, 6:01 a.m.
6:01 a.m. And
wow.
This is probably one of the highest scored matches of the tournament. It would have to be close.
Yeah. Yeah, there's been a lot of great pool played here too, so fascinating match at this hour.
You got to wonder if they're both just kind of in that zone, right? we all know that zone, but we don't know when we're in that zone.
When I was a kid, there'd be pro wrestling, and there'd be all these fake crashes and bashes, and the commentator would go, "Oh, he's wrestling on instinct only," like he was knocked out.
Yeah, right.
That's the way these guys are. They're playing on instinct only. Filler is half asleep in his chair.
Wonder how hard he'll hit these. Looking to play the one on the side again, like Mark stated.
Perfect.
He's pocketed the corner ball as well. He
Look at
didn't
this.
want the kiss on the 3, but the 8 held up. He can play the carom, but where does the 3 go? I think he's just got to let it go.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you got to go all out to make that 8 if that's what you're playing. You can't try to be manipulating the 3 to do it. So the only thing you have here is speed control. You can't really worry too much about the direction with the 3.
Correct, and he has to elevate. He's got to dig into this. The 3 is either going to crash into the 6. It could come 2 rails short, though, in between the 9 and 7. Actually, might come 3 rails below as well, just like so.
And it's going to get up. If it doesn't hit, cruel.
Yeah,
Cruel.
That is cold-blooded.
What a good hit that was. And now it's very hard to play safe, so maybe the bank is the safest route. Just play the bank to his left.
You can't fault him to his left.
That's
That
not
is
fun.
tough.
Yeah, that's not fun. Let's see. What else could he do?
He could maybe wrap around or thin the 3, chop the 3 towards the 4, and maybe come down to the 6. I don't know. I wouldn't fault him for banking it, though, Mark. He does have a little cover with the 7, I guess. Maybe. He might. And he shot your
Pretty
shot.
nice hit. Cruel again.
Did he get him at all?
Yeah, because it lays on that ear. If he looks like he has direct access. I can tell just the way his body language was when he got down. He's not one bit worried about this ball.
No. Not going Morra's way. And that's pool.
Yeah. Can't fault him on any of the decisions, and his execution's superlative. That banked and then to rattle it. About the best you could hope for.
This shot looks a lot tougher than it lays on the screen. So smooth. The transition is mind-boggling if you really pay attention to it.
And Jerry Bryce is a keen observer of pool. He watches, it's his front row. It's not just to be a showpiece. He's there to study Just loves pool.
100%, Mark. He is my coach, and you know what? He was here till almost 4 o'clock this morning.
And he's 85 or 86 years old,
86
too.
years old. Fascinating. Shout out Jerry Bryceth.
All right, Filler now on the hill.
And it was a quick one, as usual, when he plays. 971 versus Morra 909. Being in the 900s alone is a feat.
Yeah, right. World class. I mean, these numbers, it's just a handful of elites can maintain that through a set. Okay, Filler breaks the opposite side of the table that Morra does. 6-ball was heading, did not go. Dry break.
Ooh, this is tough. I think Morra's got to take the bank on versus the cut. I don't know. To get to the 2, I think he's got to take the bank on and come towards the 4.
Right. No fun to play a thin cut that leads to nothing. If you're going to play a hard shot, then at least get position with it.
Oh,
Great shot. Great speed control. It was a high velocity bank to stiffen it up and get the cue ball. And look at it, just trickled into position here. Even looks like he picked up a hint of the right angle so he can traverse to the 3. It's a little stunned. Just need to move the cue ball to the right there a few inches.
Doesn't want to be over the 7. He's okay. He's going to have to get a lot out of this, though.
Yeah, might have to switch to right-handed on this shot, too.
That's correct. And he has. A little advantage there, huh?
This is his natural, and he still looks smoother this way to me. When he played, and he still breaks right-handed, too.
He came up a fraction short. Yeah, more than a fraction, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, this is dangerous because when the cue ball comes off here with that pace that it takes to roll this in, you can sometimes lose it if you hit it. You can make the ball, but if you hit it a fraction thick or thin when you make it, that changes that dynamic. But, he hit it perfect if he doesn't trickle behind the 6.
No, he really did hit it perfect. That was much more difficult than it looked to control that.
Yeah, when it came off that second rail, my heart palpitations kicked in like, oh, boy, this could be trouble. Then he just got there perfect.
8's a little tricky. 7's a little tricky. Depends on where he lands on the 6. He'll come all the way out or just go to the side pocket here.
Once again, I think it's going to be the side pocket, but last time it fooled me. And if you get the wrong angle and have to fool with the 9 here, if you get out on the center of the table.
Asking for trouble, right?
Oh, it's very hard to predict because it's based on how you hit the pocket with the volume of spin dictates where you hit the 9 and where it goes.
So. He's going to the side pocket here, I believe, this time, Mark, and I fully agree. Less cue ball movement, much higher percentage.
If he just rolls forward, I think it comes out just. No, he's going all the way.
Okay, you can't fault him. He's at the table. He feels it.
Look where he landed. I mean, if you can get here, this is better. Bigger margin of error. Now he can easily draw 2 cushions. Maybe 1 cushion. This will be 2 cushions.
Boy, he put something into that.
Whoa, Nelly. Okay. Looking at the side.
Nice, easy bunt. Okay, you want to put a stroke on it.
Well, what a nice out starting with that bank to begin with. Get down to the 2. Great out there. 8-5. Filler playing 971, and you're only 3 games back. That's really good.
It really is. It's a tribute to how good Morra is playing and how good he's played this event. And, last game, he's had a few funny things go against him this match. I'm not making excuses for him, but from what I've seen, he's had a few funny little things happen. Mm-hmm. That's pool. It's going to happen sooner or later.
Yeah, just like in the last game there where he made that nice shot on the 8 hanging in the side, then the 3 ball traveled around the table and put him in a spot where he had to make an off-angle bank that wasn't
Correct.
fun. Hit it really good and then just gave away the game from 2 great shots.
I mean, you could argue, was there a safety there that was the right play? But I can't fault a man that banks this good and hit that ball so good at banking it.
He would have played safe if there had been something that had the same value that the bank did, but there wasn't. You were taking even the worse percentage if you tried to play safe there rather than. Sometimes the safest play is offense. Uh-oh. Ooh.
He needs that 8 to fall. It's not. I believe the 6 has him, Mark.
Well, he's got to be delighted he didn't dunk the cue ball into the side because it went right straight in the point of the side pocket. So that means it was out of his control. He wasn't playing for it to go there.
And it caught the top point of that side pocket quite deep. You must be able to see the top edge of this. But I don't know that he can go at it.
One of the absolute highlights of this whole event is the quality of the tables that we're playing on, and the Simonis cloth and the whole thing, the setup, championship conditions.
Oh, he could make the ball, making me look really, really slow. And yes, this equipment's as good as it's probably ever been in the history of the game, right?
Oh.
Simonis H60 HR with the aramith balls. As good as it gets with the diamond tables.
Tournament blue cloth, too. You know, a lot of the matchroom events use the shark gray or whatever gray they call it. Is he going to get there? Yes, he is.
Perfect.
And I haven't played on the gray, but my friends tell me it plays good.
It plays good, and I think that it brightens the table up a little bit. For the old eyes, it's easier to see in a lot of ways. We did play on it in bonus ball as well. We liked it. Wouldn't have a problem. And I know a lot of the top players wouldn't have a problem if they started leaning that direction. But you can't go wrong with the old tournament blue. It's just a little darker. And Filler, 4 balls away from a final, in my opinion, or will there possibly be a semifinal still? I guess that depends. On Pijus, he has 1 loss. No, he has no losses.
Right. Pitsura has the loss, and Labutis is undefeated. They'll match ball now. And Filler advancing. what was Morra's TP? He played a 925, scored 5 games. Filler, 975.
A 975.
It's after 6 a.m.
0.25 from perfect. Fascinating. Like you said, Mark, it's been an honor to work with you. I appreciate it. Thank you to ACCUSTATS. I'll let you take it away, my friend.
We genuinely want to thank everyone for joining us today. This has been an ACCUSTATS video production, the worldwide leader in billiards programming. That is our time for this time. Until next time, so long.